Hey Taurus, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad that you found me. This is your February mid-month 2017 video. Can't believe we're already doing February mid-month videos for 2017. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I didn't mention a aspect that was going on in the sky in your February videos that I should have, and I didn't realize that I made that mistake until after I had uploaded them, so I just figured I would talk about them in this series. So, Taurus, why don't you sit a spell so we could talk about your stars? On the 27th or 28th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we are going to be experiencing a tug of war in the sky between some energy going on in Aries and Jupiter in Libra. This is going to be going on between your 12th house and your 6th house. So we've got Mars, the planet of energy, impulse, and aggression. Also meeting up with Uranus, the planet of shocks and surprises. Meeting up with the planetoid of Eris, which is known as the goddess of discord. When Eris was first discovered, it was given the name of Xena, like Xena Warrior Princess, that show back in the 90s. She could also be thought of as Ares' little sister, or the goddess of war. We'll be going exactly opposite against Jupiter, the gas giant that makes wherever it goes bigger, for better or for worse, in Libra. The 12th house is the house that is the house of secrets. It's the darkest, most inner recesses of the mind. It is secret enemies, secrets that you keep from yourself through repression. It's secrets that you keep from others, and it's secrets that others keep from you. It's also the house of karma and your limitations and self-undoing. Going opposite against your 6th house. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and it's the house of your work and health or competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. It deals with your day-to-day life, your daily to-do list, and the things that you do on a daily basis to make your life run more efficiently and easier. Now, this energy is going to bring forth the feeling of later regrets. And there are a couple of ways you can avoid this if you just take this as a warning as to what's coming. First, you can count to 10. Basically, just be calm, remain calm, and understand that everybody's going to kind of be feeling a little aggressive. Also, remain grounded, just because the more grounded you are, the less likely it is that you're going to lose your head. Also, remember to use the energy or else it'll use you. And with it being in the 12th house, I think that working out would be very, very good for you. I think you need to physically exhaust yourself so you're able to sleep at night and be able to actually sleep all night. So whatever it is that you can do to physically exhaust yourself to where you can sleep, that would probably be a better way to work through that Mars energy as opposed to having it manifest in, say, aggression, and you be dealing with people in your work or with your health. It could be that there are some Taurus people who are dealing with illness. You may be feeling sick. You may be running fever. And I haven't said that for everyone, but this is just the placements that I'm seeing, especially with work and health in that 12th house, like being in bed, being asleep. I see it being something like that. Understand that if you're dealing with anybody that has some strong Aries, Scorpio, or Aquarius energy, they'll probably be dealing, pardon me, probably be dealing with headaches, migraines, or issues with the head, or losing their head. Confrontations, escalations, and arguments are possible, and there's also the chance of probable eruptions. This can be in your personal life or in the world around you, be it politically, socially, or geophysically, because some of these planetary alignments are known for triggering earthquakes or volcanic eruptions. I like to follow 2 different YouTubers that predict earthquakes. The first being Suspicious Observers. He's really good at targeting the location points of the earthquakes. And Diatrinium, someone who is, I want to say either Swiss or Danish, something to that effect. He uses a program that looks at the planetary angles and forecasts magnitudes, and has been quite accurate since I've been following him. So, Taurus, forewarned is forearmed. I just wanted to let you know that that was going on, and since you didn't hear about it in your February forecast video, I wanted to at least let you know in this one. Now I'm going to transition over to the cards, because this is more of a card reading than it is an astrology reading. This is the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck. I'm going to pull an Oracle card for you from that deck. I'm also going to pull a card from the Divine Circus Oracle by Elena Fairchild. And pardon me for all the coughing. Most of you who follow me know that I survived a house fire 2 years ago. I was asleep. It was the middle of the night, and I was in that house for about 8 to 10 minutes while it was on fire. It's a miracle that I made it out alive. But my lungs suffered smoke damage, smoke inhalation. And just recently, they have done an open burn of brush in the southern parts of Barksdale Air Force Base. And that has really irritated my lungs, my chest, my throat, my breathing passageways. So I'm sorry that I'm so coughy. I'll do my best to have something close by to drink if I need to do that, in case a coughing spell starts. So there's that. I also want to take this time to remind you Taurians out there that this is a general reading. So if this reading does not resonate for you, that's perfectly fine, because you're not just a Taurus. You have a little bit of the zodiac in you. Some more strongly represented through planet placements and angles than others. The only way you're going to know about that is if you generate a birth chart. And the way that you could do that is to Google the words free natal chart and then type in your birth information. That will be your birth date, your birthplace, and your birth time. Be as exact as you can be. Use your birth certificate information, because you want an exact chart to give you the most accurate readings. Then you can take that chart and use either an online tutorial or tutorials on YouTube that tell you how to find your rising or ascendant sign and your moon sign. If you've gone through all of that and you still can't figure it out, or you're having a hard time, or you're confused, you can send me a screenshot of your natal chart, and I'll tell you where your moon and rising or ascendant sign placements are, because I feel like that's something everybody needs to know. And it is a service that I will provide free to you, and if you find value in that information, you can donate to this channel. Because I'm not charging for that, and there's a lot of people that do charge for that information, but I feel like it's information everybody should know about themselves, and not just for being able to watch my videos, but other readers on YouTube. And you just had a card fall out of the deck while I was shuffling, so I'm going to cut again and pull that card aside, because that's a lanyap card. For those of y'all who are new to the channel or have never experienced a lanyap card before, lanyap in Louisiana means a little something extra. So I wasn't intending on pulling that card for you, but it fell out, so it's a little something extra. Now what I'm going to do is move on to pulling the other cards. So the bottom card represents the underlying theme or the overarching energy of this spread. The top card will represent the present energy. The second card will represent the past. The third represents the obstacle, and the fourth represents the possible help. The third is a possible obstacle, the fourth is a possible help. The fifth is a possible outcome in the situation at hand. Now I'm also going to use the Healing and Meditation Oracle deck for my Taurus friends. Taurus, your ruling planet is going to be going retrograde in the spring. Like, in March. Like, where Venus is right now, she will be going back over throughout the Venus retrograde process. And this will happen between your 12th and 11th houses. You're also experiencing a solar eclipse in that 11th house. So, just understand you may be more withdrawn. You may go internal. You may be more in your head, and that's fine. It's a reassessment period, and everyone is going through it. But because Venus is your ruling planet, you will experience that more inner reflection than, say, a Leo. From the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck for my Taurus viewers and friends. My oldest son is a 0-degree Taurus sun. He will be 18 on April 20th, and I cannot even wrap my brain around that. I am freaking out. Well, I'm not really freaking out. I've raised him well, and he has a good head on his shoulders for the most part. But, y'all, pray for me. 18. He was supposed to stay little forever. I did not get the memo. That's what I tell him. I always joke with him and say that I'm going to put a cement brick on his head so he won't grow anymore. And he always tells me he's trying to stop growing. His voice is so deep. When I try to mimic him, I'll say, "Mama, I'm trying." That's what he sounds like. Or that's me trying to impersonate him. My Caleb. And now from the Divine Circus Oracle by Elena Fairchild. The artwork was commissioned by many different artists. I'm not going to be able to give them each their independent credit, but I am grateful for their energy that they put into this deck because it's very, very resonant, and it helps supplement a lot of the readings that I've given for this series. You may be finding out throughout this Venus retrograde and the eclipse season who your friends and who your frenemies are. You may also be dealing with people online who are either very supportive or very irritating. And I don't know why I instinctively tried to pull the bottom card. I normally pull the top card, but that bottom card, for whatever reason, was pretty... I don't know, it made my hands kind of buzz, so we went with that one. So Taurus, what I'm going to do now is hit the pause button and flip these cards over and do the tarot math. I'll be right back with your story. Hang tight, y'all. Hey Taurus, I'm back with your cards, so let's get started. The card that fell out while I was shuffling was the 8 of Swords. This 8 of Swords represents the 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio. And that's the house of life, death, and rebirth, transformation, metamorphosis, and regeneration. It's also the house of your primal, basic, or human instincts. It's the house of other people's money and sexuality. You have Saturn transiting through that 8th house. Saturn tests wherever it goes, and if it does not stand up to code, then Saturn knocks it down so that it can be rebuilt stronger. The swords represent air sign energy. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is very much a prison of the mind, a prison of your own doing. It's your own fault. And you are the person keeping you in this prison. It could be a prison of the mind as well. It could be that you're feeling bound to a situation. Understand that it is going to be a really good time to cut those bonds, cut those cords that have got you attached to whatever mental situation that has you feeling like you're stuck or trapped or that you can't move. blocked. Because there's nothing keeping you in there. There's nothing keeping this character in this cage of it's an illusion. It's all in her mind. The bottom card representing the underlying theme or the overarching energy, depending on how you choose to see it, is the King of Pentacles. I feel like the King of Pentacles is representative of you here, Taurus, because it's masculine earth sign energy. That would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Stable, persistent, strong, business-minded, detail-oriented, analytical, perfectionistic at times, very concerned about his money, possessions, earning ability, and self-esteem, and the things that he wants close to him. Not only his money, wanting to know where it is, but also where his loved ones and his favorite things are. He wants to know where his favorite people and his favorite things are, and he's very much about his money and resources, not just what's in the bank, but also how he feels with his health. The underarching theme or the underlying theme or the overarching energy could be that you're thinking about or concerned about money or resources or your possessions or the things that you value very much. And that can include your relationships and your partnerships, because you would introduce those people as my. Now, the card that represents the present is the Death card. Don't freak out. These are just pictures on a card. They're telling us a story. The Death card is the 13th card of the Major Arcana. 1 plus 3 is 4. And that speaks to the Cancer ruled house of your home and family, or your roots and foundations. Your roots and foundations can be internal or external. Internal roots or foundations would be your internal body's roots or foundation, would be bones or teeth. Your foundation internally would be your philosophy or your deeply held beliefs. For the external, it would be the house, and that would be the foundation or roots outside, but also the internal foundation, meaning the woodwork or the plumbing, the electrical, the guts, the structure. Home is where you consider home to be, and family is who you share that home with. That can be your parents, your spouse, your partner, your children, your fur babies. It also deals with your house guests, roommates, and housemates. This could be a change in the situation in the 4th house, and that's actually what is occurring, because that's where the fourth house is hosting that lunar eclipse for you, Taurus. So there will be a change coming in your home or family, or your roots or foundation. Be careful in those areas that I described. Could be involving someone dealing with the Scorpio energy. Scorpio is known for being an intense sign, and this is a card dealing with major change and major transformation. The lunar eclipses are associated with closures, endings, and resolutions in things that are currently going on. This could be affecting someone who you know that is a Scorpio, representative of the Death card. This could be involving someone who is a Leo. This could be involving also someone who is a female. And I say that because the lunar eclipses are associated with feminine energy. The 4th house, that's home, that's family. So it could be somebody who's close to you in your family. I don't want to be a doom bringer, but I do want to explain to you what could be going on as well. There is a possibility, a small possibility for some of you Taurians to be experiencing a major change in circumstances in your home, family, roots, or foundations within the next 6 months, because this is a lunar eclipse and it has a 6 months duration of time that that those energetic vibrations can be playing out in. Now, the card that represents the past is the Seven of Cups. The 7 represents the 7th house on the astrological wheel, which is ruled by Libra. This is the house of your partnerships, relationships, and how you identify who you are as a human being through those interactions with others. It also deals with open enemies. These are people you would testify against in an open court of law. Also people you would have an open beef with or an open beef against. And I see it as arguing in an online forum where other people can see, digest, and be a part of, witness that argument in real time. The cups represent water sign energy. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And they also deal with emotional situations. It could be relationships, but it's the things that emotionally validate you and sustain you and make you feel full and whole. And it's those things that can make your cup runneth over as well. You aren't having any direct 7th house energy, but that doesn't mean that you aren't being affected in your partnerships or relationships throughout this situation that is going on for you the second half of February. This card is indicative of having too many options, too many choices, not being clear on what you want. This is also a card that indicates banking or relying on things that have not been, things that may have been promised but cannot be fulfilled, or for whatever reason aren't able to be, is a promise that's made but isn't able to be followed through on for whatever reason. It may be a promise you make, it may be a promise other people make. I like to operate with the my normal response is, I don't want to make a promise that I can't keep, but I'm planning on it. That's usually how I respond. The card that represents the obstacle or the possible obstacle at hand is the Ace of Swords, and this is someone, something, a message or messenger coming out of the blue, dealing with information, facts, possible misinformation or possible fake news, possibly dealing with authority figures, maybe in the air sign variety of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We do have Libra in that 6th house of work and health. You may be dealing with someone who has got a higher position than you at work, and it may be an argument. The obstacle may be an argument that kind of springs up out of nowhere. Definitely speaking to that later energy that I was speaking to you about at the very beginning of the video. That energy in Aries playing tug of war with that energy in Libra. If it's not that, the obstacle could be that you are, once again, probably, if it's not work, then it is your health, and it could be a situation where you're feeling so bad that you need to go see a doctor or go see a professional in some way to get seen about. And it's interesting also that we've got the crown up here. Aries rules the head, and I said that we would be dealing with people having injuries or issues with the head. So it may be that you're dealing with someone who has a big head at work, or you may be having a big head at work and somebody may be trying to knock you down a few pegs. Because that's the obstacle. It could go either way. It really can be. It can play out many different ways for many different people. I'm just trying to give a general idea of what I'm seeing. The card that represents the possible help in the situation is the Queen of Cups. This is a feminine energy that is emotionally intelligent and capable and very understanding of the bigger cycles and the bigger rhythm, the bigger rhythmic schemes in life. Has a meta perspective, is able to pierce the veil, can see what's inside this cup without having to open it up. If I could speak, y'all, my goodness. This could be speaking to that solar eclipse in Pisces, because the Queen of Cups is a water sign, and Pisces is a water sign, is indicative of water signs. Y'all, I'm sorry. I've got a million things running through my head right now. The Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We are having that solar eclipse at 8 degrees of Pisces. This is occurring in your 11th house. The 11th house deals with your friends and your groups, the memberships and associations that you belong to. Also, your future wishes, goals, and dreams, that bucket list that you're dealing with. It's also the house of the internet, that 11th house. So it could be that you are maybe dealing with having emotionally validating conversations in your groups or your work sphere, your close group dynamics, something to that effect. Another thing, I'm a Scorpio riser. It could be, and this is what's funny, this is a Scorpio card. I have a Taurus moon placement as well. I'm an Aries sun, Taurus moon, Scorpio rising. It could be that by making this video and giving you the heads up, I represent the Queen of Cups to some of y'all for giving you the heads up as to what might be going on in your world, and that may be the help that's coming to you as well. That was another thing that I didn't think to tell you. The outcome card is the Six of Pentacles. The 6 is that Virgo ruled house of work and health, or competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. That daily to-do list, that daily agenda, your what you do on a daily basis to make your life more efficient and run easier. The Pentacles, once again, is that earth sign energy of you, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I feel like this is definitely speaking to the Aries Libra tug of war as well. And I say that because this individual is wearing a lot of red, which makes me think of Aries. Wearing a red hat making me think of Aries as well. But we've also got the scale, which represents Libra, and it's that tug of war, trying to find balance between your 12th house and your 6th house. So you can see where that's kind of, standing out to where that might be a situation that's playing out. You may be getting a karmic response to work that you've already put in. You may be getting karmic responses to your health situation as well. This card is a card of benevolent giving and understanding that it doesn't take much for you to be in the position of being dependent as opposed to being independent and a benevolent giver. It doesn't take much to be on the opposite side of where you are right now. All it takes is just the wheel of fortune turning in your direction in the wrong way. Turning the wrong way for your direction. Y'all, I'm sorry. Some of y'all may really be dealing with a health crisis. And it could be like an emergency situation, something that comes up out of the blue. So if you have any aches, pains, issues, whatever, I suggest you go see a doctor and get that seen about, as opposed to ignoring it or letting it just ignoring it or thinking that it'll be all right. It's worth it to get it seen about as opposed to ignoring it and letting it get worse. I did the tarot math for you. It ended up being 34 for a total. 3 plus 4 is 7, and that is that Libra ruled house of not work and health. That's the Libra ruled house of your partnerships and your relationships and how you identify with others. It's also counseling and dealing with open enemies. And I really feel like this tug of war between the 6th house and the 12th house is going to be playing out very big for you. And it may be that you have somebody who is a friend or a partner that comes in and kind of not saves the day, but may come to the rescue. Now, I pulled for you from the Healing and Meditation Oracle deck the Priorities card. It's interesting that I said you may have a friend come in and come to the rescue. It's kind of all for one for all mentality in the picture anyways. The Priorities card reads, "It is much easier to attain happiness and peace of mind if you know what your priorities are, but establishing your priorities is not as easy as it sounds and can require considerable wisdom and self-knowledge. Consider the following, Taurus. Let me get to know myself so that I may make wise decisions. Let me be free of the desire to acquire more material possessions. Let me appreciate the pleasure of the moment and the value of friendship. Grant me the insight into the nature of things and teach me to be fair and just." Consider those things when life gets difficult or when you need to make an important decision, Taurus. From the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck, I pulled for you the Shungite card, and this card has fallen quite a bit for many of the videos that I've done for this series. The Shungite card deals with cleansing, purification, and transformation. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the root chakra. It reads, "Shungite is a grounding stone, known as a great purifier. It removes unwanted energies and impurities from people, places, and spaces while healing the lower chakras." You have pulled this card because you need to release any negativity residing within your auric body. Meditate with Shungite to free yourself from harmful emotions, filter energies around you, and to feel deeper alignment. I need a drink, I'm sorry. My apologies, Taurus. From the Divine Circus Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild, I pulled for you the 6th card, Princess Victorious. Are you seeing this theme of the 6th house playing out for you? That's the house of work and health, or competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. It also deals with your daily life and what you do to make your life easier. This is the Princess Victorious card. This card indicates that now is the time for a bigger picture perspective, a meta perspective, an ascended view perspective, an elevated perspective. Because what seems to be a delay or an obstacle is actually quite necessary for destiny to unfold according to perfect timing and perfect planning. So, you may need to step back and regroup and replenish yourself, Taurus. This no is a not yet. And there is a saving grace attached to it that you didn't see coming. So trust that the timing is guiding you to a more perfect path, but recognize that you may feel a little lost before you find it. And even if it feels like it's all falling apart, Taurus, understand that could be your brand new start. And that's what eclipse season is all about. Shifting the energy, changing our world so that we have new space for things to grow. And it also gives us a chance to release those things that need to be released, that are no longer working for us or helping us to become better versions of ourselves. So Taurus, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I'm very close to being done with this series, and as soon as I'm done with this series, I'm probably going to work on a little bit of homework, but then tomorrow I'll start shooting that series talking about more focus on the eclipses that are occurring for us this February and the Venus retrograde that will be occurring for us throughout the spring months. So be looking forward to that, but also send me some loving energy because I just started back to school, and I do have homework that I need to catch up on, but I wanted to finish this series first. So there's that. I hope you're well, Taurus. Please be kind to yourself. Please employ your self-care measures. And please save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through, some of us, very private battles that some of us may never speak about to another living soul. I will be around shortly with another video series that I hope that you will enjoy. But until then, I hope you're well. Take care of yourself. Namaste, and bye, Taurus.